Okay, quick disclaimer on this book.
Yeah.
Pandemonium is not for the faint of heart or the weak of stomach.
And it's also not for our younger viewers.
Definitely
gotta
not.
say.
This is most certainly an adult book. It is a horrific tale, which is almost as sickening as it is compelling. I mean, seriously, I pick up that book and I didn't put it down until I'd finished it.
Yeah. Pandemonium from Humanoids Publishing, written by Christopher Beck with art by Stefano Raphael. This one, what grabbed me first was the title. I mean, Pandemonium, obviously it means chaos and disorder, but also if you read Milton's Paradise Lost, is also the name for the capital of hell.
Yeah, which is completely intentional by Beck. The book focuses around Waverly Hills Sanatorium, which is a real place in America, and it has the title Most Haunted Place in America.
Get your head around that.
Most haunted place.
You may have seen it on Ghost Hunters. They
Yeah.
filmed a lot of stuff there.
There have been several unsuccessful attempts to resurrect and renovate this building. A hotel, a prison, a 500-foot statue of Jesus.
Yeah, based on the Christ the Redeemer from Rio.
Yes.
Yeah.
All completely unsuccessful. But in this book, it's in its former glory, which was as a treatment centre for people suffering tuberculosis.
Yeah, so we come in with Doris Greathouse, who has shown up in the summer of 1951 to seek treatment for her daughter Cora, who has come down with TB. Since Doris was treated successfully with her tuberculosis when she was a child at the sanatorium, she figures it's the best place for her kid. And she could not possibly have been more wrong.
No, this place is as close to hell on earth as you can get. The doctors are sadistic and corrupt. The spirits of the dead roam the grounds freely, only seen by the children who are actually being treated there, so that's awesome. And every night, carts leave the sanatorium piled high with dead bodies, off to a crematorium on an underground death train.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every single one of these horrible things is beautifully drawn.
Oh, it so is. The artwork in this is just superb. Every panel, the colours, the angle is done to such a great degree. It's amazing to read through.
There are some frames here that are really hard to look at, I've got to say. I mean, it does veer a little close to torture porn on occasion for me. If this had been a movie, I probably wouldn't have watched it the whole way
Now, it's
through.
interesting that you bring up a different medium because I was thinking about this the other day. If this was actually just a regular novel, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd be able to read it quite easily. I think because my imagination would have brought up different pictures, I'd focus on different things. But having it there in front of you, Raphael really pushes the grotesqueness into your face.
It certainly is confronting, but like you said earlier, I mean, even though you know from the beginning that this is a descent into hell, this is going to end in tragedy and horror, still, you have to keep reading. You have to plow straight on through. I mean, Beck really does get his hooks into you, and he drags you along for the ride the whole way through.
He really does. It's such a finely crafted narrative with only one loose thread that I can see.
Ooh, which was?
There's a character who shows up at the start talking to Cora. His name's George, and he is actually a ghost. He has a lot to say about what's going to happen, and he's a bit scary and really creepy, and he kind of freaks out all the children. And then one day he's just gone.
Yeah.
And it never goes back to him, and I don't know what his story was, and he seemed like such an important character at the time. So
With any of the other apparitions, they really did give some kind of idea what the story was,
Yeah.
got some kind of resolution. You're right, they did kind of leave that dangling.
it's just that little one thing. But what are you going to rate this, Al?
Oh, this is a tricky one to rate.
Yeah.
You know, borrow or buy, borrow or buy. I almost said borrow on this one because honestly, I don't think I'll read it again. But you know what? I'm going to say buy because this is a really well-crafted story. It's well written. The art's fantastic, as we've said. It deserves to be bought.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read this again, ever. I don't need to because I'm having reoccurring nightmares about it. But I think I'm actually gonna take one of your tricks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is a buy with a but.
Oh, why can't you ever just use a simple rating?
Shush. If you're really into morbid, dark, gothic horror stories, or even if you like something a bit spooky with a really good mystery to it, you're gonna love this book. It is so worth reading. But be warned, I, Sonya, am warning you right now. This book will haunt you. This book will go around and around in your brain, and you will find that you will not leave Waverly Hills Sanatorium for a very long time. I'm gonna go turn the lights on.
Yeah, please. Hurry.